What if your breakfast is raising your blood sugar not because it has carbs, but because it has the wrong kind of carbs and not enough fiber? Most diabetics are told to stay away from carbohydrates, but the reality is certain carbs can actually help your body manage glucose far better when they come paired with fiber, resistant starch, and slow digesting properties. The issue is not always eating breakfast itself. It is eating a morning meal that turns into sugar far too rapidly. Early in the day, your liver is already releasing stored glucose, cortisol levels run higher, and your insulin sensitivity tends to drop. That means when you eat low-fiber foods such as white bread, sweet breakfast cereals, biscuits, or instant oatmeal, your blood sugar can shoot upward and remain elevated for hours on end. On the flip side, a proper high-fiber breakfast slows glucose absorption, feeds beneficial gut bacteria, boosts fullness-related hormones, supports your body's natural GLP-1 production, cuts down food cravings, and helps flatten those sharp post-meal blood sugar spikes. Stick around, since today I will walk you through 3 high-fiber breakfast options every person living with diabetes should eat regularly. And one of these meals can even improve how your body responds to blood sugar for your next meal later in the day. Number 1 on our list is chia pudding. If your blood sugar spikes after breakfast, even when your meal seems small or seemingly healthy, the problem may not lie with how much food you consume. The real culprit can be how quickly that food gets converted into glucose. This is one of the largest hidden mistakes people with diabetes make with their morning meals. Lots of folks eat something light for breakfast, like toast, cereal, fresh fruit, or tea alongside a biscuit, believing they are being careful with their diet. Yet, if that meal lacks adequate fiber, glucose can rush straight into your bloodstream. Your insulin then has to work overtime, and blood sugar can stay elevated for multiple hours. This is exactly where chia pudding shines as one of the most powerful high-fiber breakfast choices for diabetics. Chia seeds are tiny, yet they act very differently once inside your body. When chia seeds come into contact with liquid, they soak it up and form a thick gel. And this gel is the main reason chia pudding works so well for blood sugar management. It slows down digestion, delays glucose uptake, and creates a much gentler blood sugar rise instead of a sudden sharp spike. For those managing diabetes, the goal is not merely cutting out sugar entirely, it is slowing the pace at which glucose enters your bloodstream. Let's go over the numbers. 2 tablespoons of chia seeds, roughly 28 grams or 1 ounce, deliver around 138 calories, 4 to 5 grams of protein, approximately 9 grams of fat, about 12 grams of carbohydrates, and close to 10 grams of fiber. That gives you about 35% of your daily fiber needs from just one modest serving. Since the vast majority of those carbohydrates come from fiber, net carbs generally land at only around 2 grams. Chia seeds also supply magnesium, calcium, phosphorus, manganese, plus plant-based omega-3 fatty acids known as alpha-linolenic acid. Their glycemic index is extremely low, frequently estimated near 1, and their glycemic load also stays very low, normally sitting at 1 or below for a standard portion. Now compare this to many common breakfast foods: white bread, sweet cereals, pastries, and even certain instant oat products digest quickly and trigger fast glucose surges. Chia pudding does the exact opposite. Its fiber expands and slows the whole digestive process. That makes chia pudding especially helpful first thing in the morning when your body is already dealing with the dawn phenomenon. Early each morning, cortisol rises and your liver releases stored glucose to get your body ready for the day ahead. Adding a fast-digesting breakfast on top of that can push blood sugar even higher. But starting your day with a high-fiber meal like chia pudding gives your body a far smoother glucose curve to handle. Chia pudding can also boost insulin sensitivity through gut health. The fiber inside chia seeds feeds good gut bacteria, and as these bacteria break down fiber, they produce short-chain fatty acids that may lower inflammation and support healthier insulin response. This matters because insulin resistance is not just a blood sugar concern. It links directly to inflammation, gut imbalance, weight gain, and hormone signaling. A fiber-rich morning meal improves the internal environment where proper glucose control begins. Another major benefit comes with appetite management. Chia pudding helps regulate hunger-related hormones, specifically ghrelin and leptin. Ghrelin is a hormone that makes you feel hungry, while leptin sends your brain signals that you are full. Since chia pudding expands inside your stomach and digests slowly, it keeps you satisfied for longer stretches of time. This can cut down mid-morning cravings for biscuits, sweet tea, bread, or other snacks. When those cravings fade away, keeping daily blood sugar within target ranges becomes much simpler. Chia seeds may also support natural GLP-1, a key hormone involved in blood sugar regulation and feelings of fullness. Once fiber reaches your gut, it can trigger signals that slow stomach emptying and improve insulin performance after meals. This is one major reason high-fiber breakfasts feel so different from low-fiber ones. They do more than fill your stomach. They send improved metabolic signals throughout your system. When it comes to A1C support, chia pudding works through consistent daily use. Your A1C reflects your average blood sugar levels across roughly 3 months. One single serving will not shift your A1C overnight, yet a daily breakfast that reduces glucose spikes, curbs cravings, and boosts satiety can gradually bring your average glucose down over time. Some high-fiber eating patterns can bring post-meal spikes down by roughly 20 to 30% when compared against breakfasts built around refined carbohydrates. For many individuals, steady fiber intake can create small but meaningful improvements in A1C readings, especially when paired with balanced eating and regular physical movement. Chia pudding also offers solid heart health advantages, which is critical given that diabetes raises heart disease risk. The fiber in chia can support healthier cholesterol readings, particularly LDL cholesterol. Its omega-3 fats support blood vessel health and reduce bodily inflammation. Magnesium aids blood pressure regulation, nerve function, and muscle relaxation, while calcium and phosphorus help maintain bone health, an important factor as we grow older. Now let's cover the best way to prepare chia pudding suited for diabetes management. Use 2 tablespoons of chia seeds together with 3/4 cup of unsweetened almond milk, unsweetened soy milk, or plain Greek yogurt. Stir thoroughly, wait 5 minutes, stir once more, then place it in the refrigerator for at least 2 hours or leave it overnight. In the morning, add cinnamon plus a small portion of berries, such as a 1/4 cup of blueberries or sliced strawberries. If you would like extra protein, mix in 1/2 cup of plain Greek yogurt. This makes the pudding thicker, more satisfying, and even friendlier towards stable blood sugar. Steer clear of honey, maple syrup, sweetened plant milks, flavored yogurts, chocolate syrup, and large servings of dried fruit. These can turn a powerful, diabetic-friendly breakfast into a sugar-heavy meal. Also avoid making portions overly large. Chia seeds are nutritious yet calorie-dense and extremely high in fiber, so 2 tablespoons is generally enough per single serving. The ideal time to eat chia pudding is for breakfast or early morning, especially if you struggle with fasting blood sugar, morning hunger pains, or sharp post-meal spikes. You can also eat it 30 to 60 minutes after waking up, after drinking water first. This works well if your morning blood sugar tends to run high. A quick word of caution. Since chia seeds soak up liquid, always soak them before consuming and make sure you drink plenty of water throughout your day. If you experience swallowing difficulties, digestive sensitivities, or take blood-thinning medications, check with your healthcare provider before eating chia seeds every day. If you live with kidney disease, you will also need to respect your personal potassium and phosphorus limits. Here is the key takeaway to keep in mind. Chia pudding does not forcibly lower blood sugar. It slows your body's processes so you can maintain better control. Its gel-forming fiber slows glucose absorption, supports gut hormones, feeds good gut bacteria, reduces cravings, and delivers steady morning energy. That is why chia pudding is far more than just a trendy breakfast food. It acts as a high-fiber glucose shield that helps people with diabetes start each day with greater control, fewer spikes, and healthier long-term blood sugar patterns. Coming in second on our list is steel-cut oats mixed with nuts. If you love eating oats but notice your blood sugar climbs after consuming them, the oats themselves may not be the problem. Frequently, the real issues are what variety of oats you choose, how large your portion is, and what toppings you add on top. Many diabetics hear oatmeal is healthy, so they prepare big bowls of instant oats or flavored oatmeal packets, then add honey, raisins, or sweetened milk. Then they check their blood sugar and feel shocked to see those numbers climb higher than expected. This happens because not all oat products behave the same inside your body. Steel-cut oats paired with nuts work differently, delivering a slower, more controlled breakfast packed with fiber, minerals, healthy fats, and steady energy without those harsh glucose spikes. Steel-cut oats are produced by chopping whole oat groats into small bits instead of flattening or heavily processing them. Thanks to this minimal processing, they digest much slower than instant oats, and that slower digestion is exactly what diabetics need first thing in the morning. When food breaks down gradually, glucose enters your bloodstream bit by bit. Insulin gets more time to do its job, your pancreas faces less strain, and your overall blood sugar curve stays much smoother. Let's look at the nutrition numbers. A standard dry serving of steel-cut oats is 1/4 cup, which cooks up to roughly 3/4 cup. This portion supplies around 150 calories, approximately 5 grams of protein, 2.5 to 3 grams of fat, about 27 grams of carbohydrates, and 4 grams of fiber. That equals roughly 14% of your daily fiber requirements. Net carbs sit around 23 grams, making portion control very important. Steel-cut oats normally carry a glycemic index between 42 and 55, which is lower than most refined breakfast grains. The glycemic load for a regular serving lands in the moderate range, usually 11 to 13, depending on portion size and cooking length. Adding nuts further improves its effect on blood sugar. 1 ounce of nuts like almonds, walnuts, or pecans brings healthy fats, protein, fiber, magnesium, and antioxidants to your meal. For instance, 1 ounce of almonds offers roughly 164 calories, 6 grams of protein, 14 grams of fat, around 6 grams of carbohydrates, and 3.5 grams of fiber. That adds roughly 13% of your daily fiber and 18 to 20% of your daily magnesium needs. Walnuts bring extra omega-3 fats, while pecans contain fewer carbs and plenty of antioxidants. When you mix nuts into your oats, they slow stomach emptying and reduce how fast the carbohydrates from oats turn into glucose. This combination is exactly why steel-cut oats with nuts works so well as a diabetic breakfast. The oats give you soluble fiber, most notably beta-glucan, and nuts contribute fat plus protein. Beta-glucan creates a thick gel within your gut, similar to chia fiber, and this gel slows glucose absorption. It also helps bring down LDL cholesterol by trapping some cholesterol inside your digestive tract. This matters greatly since diabetics carry higher heart disease risk, and a breakfast that supports both glucose and cholesterol levels is far more valuable than one that only fills your stomach. Steel-cut oats also promote gut wellness. Their fiber feeds beneficial gut bacteria, and those bacteria produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds can reduce inflammation, boost insulin sensitivity, and improve hunger-related hormone signals. When your gut is healthier, managing glucose tends to become easier, as inflammation and insulin resistance are tightly connected. Another major strength of this meal comes with appetite control. Oats alone can keep you full for a little while, but oats combined with nuts keep you satisfied for far longer. Oat fiber expands in your gut, while nut fats and protein slow digestion. This helps regulate ghrelin, your hunger hormone, and supports leptin, your fullness hormone. For diabetics, this can cut pre-lunch cravings, which is significant because many blood sugar troubles do not stem purely from breakfast itself. They come from breakfast triggering hunger that then leads to extra snacking. Steel-cut oats with nuts may also lessen post-meal blood sugar spikes compared against refined breakfast foods. Research-backed meal patterns show swapping white bread, sugary cereal, or sweet instant oatmeal for steel-cut oats plus nuts can reduce post-meal glucose surges by roughly 20 to 30% for certain people. Your personal response will vary based on portion size, your insulin sensitivity, how active you are, and everything else you eat that day. Yet the core strategy holds true. Pick slower release carbs, add fat and protein, and keep portions reasonable. This breakfast can also support better A1C results with time. Your A1C represents 3 months of average blood sugar. If you eat a high-fiber breakfast that prevents large spikes and keeps cravings under check, your day-to-day average glucose can improve. Many people also notice better fasting glucose trends, especially when steel-cut oats replace refined morning carbs and nuts take the place of sugary toppings. Positive changes will not happen from eating one single bowl. They come from repeated, stable mornings. Now let's talk about how to prepare this breakfast properly. Cook 1/4 cup of dry steel-cut oats using water or unsweetened almond milk. Once finished cooking, add half an ounce up to 1 ounce of nuts, almonds, walnuts, pecans, or pistachios all work great. Toss in cinnamon for flavor and extra blood sugar support. If you would like fruit, stick to only 1/4 cup of berries. Skip raisins and dried cranberries. Berries deliver antioxidants with far less sugar than dried fruit. You can also stir in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds or ground flaxseed for additional fiber. Avoid instant oatmeal packets, brown sugar, honey, maple syrup, sweetened milk, large banana servings, and dried fruit toppings. These additions can rapidly push up the glycemic load. Also, stay away from oversized portions. A lot of people cook half a cup or even a full cup of dry oats, which doubles or triples carbohydrate intake. For diabetics, the safest starting portion is 1/4 cup dry steel-cut oats. Cooking time also makes a difference. When oats get cooked overly soft and mushy, they digest faster. Slightly chewy steel-cut oats perform better for blood sugar control. You can cook them overnight and reheat them in the morning. Cooling them can slightly boost resistant starch formation. The best time to enjoy steel-cut oats with nuts is breakfast, especially on days you need long-lasting energy. If your fasting blood sugar runs very high in the early morning, you might eat a source of protein first, such as a boiled egg or plain Greek yogurt, then consume a smaller portion of oats afterward. This protein-first strategy can lower the glucose rise triggered by carbohydrates. A gentle warning: oats remain a carbohydrate-containing food, so always monitor your personal blood sugar response. If blood sugar climbs too high, even with controlled portions, cut back on oats and add more nuts, seeds, or protein instead. If you have nut allergies, substitute seeds like chia, flax, or pumpkin seeds. If you have kidney disease, consult your healthcare provider regarding potassium, phosphorus, and protein limits. Here is the key idea to remember. Steel-cut oats with nuts do not act like sugary breakfast cereal. They slow down your morning digestion. Oat-sourced beta-glucan fiber, healthy fats from nuts, and minerals such as magnesium work together to slow glucose uptake, boost fullness, protect heart health, and preserve long-term metabolic control. That is why this meal is more than just ordinary oatmeal. It is a high-fiber breakfast system that lets diabetics safely enjoy carbohydrates with fewer spikes and steady energy all morning long. Third on our list is the lentil breakfast bowl. If you believe breakfast always has to be sweet, soft, or bread-based, this next food might surprise you. But for diabetics, some of the most powerful morning meals break traditional breakfast rules. A lentil breakfast bowl may not sound as familiar as cereal, toast, or oatmeal, yet inside your body it functions as one of your strongest, high-fiber, blood sugar-stabilizing morning dishes. It delivers fiber, plant-based protein, resistant starch, key minerals, and slow-digesting carbohydrates, all within one single bowl. And that exact combination is what your body needs when morning blood sugar is already under pressure. Each morning, your liver naturally releases stored glucose to help you wake up. This is part of the dawn phenomenon. But with type 2 diabetes or insulin resistance, your liver may release excessive glucose, and insulin cannot keep it under control efficiently. Therefore, when your breakfast consists of refined bread, sweet cereal, fruit juice, or large servings of fast-acting carbs, blood sugar can jump quickly and stay elevated for multiple hours. Lentils operate differently. They do not flood your bloodstream with glucose rapidly. They slow its release and spread it out, lightening the workload for your body. Let's go through the numbers. Half a cup of cooked lentils provides roughly 115 calories, about 9 grams of protein, less than 1 gram of fat, around 20 grams of carbohydrates, and approximately 8 grams of fiber. That supplies 28 to 30% of your daily fiber needs from just half a cup. Thanks to all that fiber, net carbs sit at about 12 grams. Lentils also bring folate, iron, magnesium, potassium, phosphorus, zinc, and B-complex vitamins. Their glycemic index stays low, generally between 21 and 30, depending on variety and cooking method. The glycemic load for half a cup usually lands between 5 and 7, which counts as low. This low glycemic load is exactly what makes lentils so valuable for diabetics. Lentils contain soluble fiber and resistant starch. Soluble fiber creates a gel inside your digestive tract, slowing carbohydrate breakdown and nutrient absorption. Resistant starch resists digestion inside your small intestine and travels onward to your large intestine, where it feeds beneficial gut bacteria. Combined, these fiber types slow glucose release, improve feelings of fullness, and support healthier insulin response. Lentils also deliver what experts call the second meal effect. Eating lentils for one meal can improve your blood sugar response for your following meal as well. The fiber, resistant starch, and gut fermentation processes keep influencing glucose metabolism for hours afterward. That means a lentil breakfast bowl does not only improve your breakfast time blood sugar readings, it can also lower cravings and give you better control through lunchtime. Protein is another major benefit. Lentils are not merely high fiber, they also offer solid plant-based protein. Protein slows digestion, supports muscle tissue, and enhances satiety. Muscle tissue is one of the main sites your body uses to store and process glucose. Keeping your muscle mass intact gives your body greater capacity to handle glucose. And this grows especially important for older adults living with diabetes, since muscle loss can worsen insulin resistance. Consistent lentil consumption can help improve A1C levels with time. Your A1C measures average blood sugar across roughly 3 months. Replacing refined breakfast carbohydrates with lentils multiple times every week reduces repeated morning time blood sugar spikes. Some research-supported eating patterns using legumes like lentils link to improved fasting glucose, better cholesterol values, and modest A1C reductions of roughly 0.3 to 0.5% when used consistently as part of a balanced diet. That number might seem small, yet for diabetes management, even minor A1C improvements carry meaningful long-term benefits. Lentils also shine for heart health. Diabetes raises risks for heart disease, high blood pressure, and poor circulation. Lentils' soluble fiber can help bring LDL cholesterol down. They provide potassium and magnesium that support blood pressure and blood vessel function. They are naturally low in saturated fat and contain zero cholesterol. This makes them a far better choice than processed breakfast meats, fried foods, or buttery pastries. Gut health benefits are equally important. Lentil fiber feeds good gut bacteria which produce short-chain fatty acids. These compounds can lower inflammation and support GLP-1, that natural hormone tied to fullness and blood sugar regulation. GLP-1 slows stomach emptying and improves your body's response after eating. This is one reason high-fiber foods such as lentils keep people full longer and deliver smoother blood sugar results. Now let's walk through how to assemble a diabetes-friendly lentil breakfast bowl. Start with half a cup of cooked lentils. Add 1 cup of non-starchy vegetables such as spinach,